Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Elden Ring. It's been quite a while since I've recorded this game. I've been playing quite a bit of my other characters on this. Got, I guess, somewhat far. I've been kind of just starting over a lot and just messing around with some builds. I've only recently kind of just been progressing through the game. So I kind of know what's waiting for me in most of these situations. So, with that in mind, like I mentioned before, recording a game this big can be kind of difficult simply because there's just so much stuff, and combing through every area can definitely be a bit of a drag, especially for viewers. So, I haven't really fully decided what I want to do, but at this point, if I want to get more sorceries and more stuff that'll actually help my sorcery builds, I do need to actually do a bit of progression at this point. Which is kind of like I mentioned before, that's kind of the bad part about this game, as far as like it being so open world and everything being everywhere. Depending on what sort of build you go for, it might be a while before you actually get things that help your build. So if I was going incantations, for example, I would already have a bunch of stuff. But I mean, I guess as a trade-off, you can definitely get some high potential stuff as well from certain areas. Speaking of, before we actually do progression, I do want to go back to Sellia here. And give me a moment. Sorry about that. New patch for Final Fantasy XIV came out as of recording this, and so I've been getting a lot of messages about it. Alright, so turn off my notifications. Okie dokie. So, now the problem with playing other characters is I'm not sure what all I've accomplished. It looks like we haven't done this area. I think we ran through it, but we actually never did it. Obviously we got the Meteor Staff somewhere. Yeah, we got the Meteor Staff over here, as well as the other spell. And then, yeah. Okay, so my intention is to go ahead and clear out this area for a couple of reasons. Mainly just to show off something. It's not really something I desperately need. Also, as far as I did change a few talismans around. I didn't... The extra damage I was taking was not worth the stats I was getting from Radagon's Scar Seal. So I went ahead and just took the jump bonus talisman just to kind of stack with the Raptor's Black Feathers. I may consider switching this for the Turtle Talisman instead for more stamina, but for right now we're okay. Alright. So we can be mounted for this. Obviously the annoying thing about this area is you don't know where all the bad guys are at. Also, since they're mages, they're generally a little bit more resistant to magic, and that's my primary damage for my weapon. So, of course, it goes the other way too. I'm pretty resistant to magic myself. But right now, we're just clearing everything as best as we can. These guys, like I said, these guys are annoying because they're all invisible until you get close to them. The nobles will teleport as well after they cast their spell, which makes them even harder to detect. I believe there was one up here. Then there was this guy down here. Oh god. I'm gonna die from this thing, aren't I? Gotcha. Okay. I think they fixed the issues with some of those dogs. I know some dogs had like ridiculous bleed and would hit you like a million times. Because of how their animations worked and their hurt boxes. Alright, so the thing about this area is there's a bunch of these... Ow. I'm gonna have to be a little bit... I'm pretty reckless on my Confessor because incantations are amazing and they get you sheesh. They get you heals. Gotcha. I think this may be the 2-person patrol that we're dealing with. You know what? I have a solution for this. Invisibility doesn't matter for you. Sorry for running around the camera like this. You kind of have to keep moving, else you kind of get yours in this place. The spirits definitely do not help, because alright. So yeah, there's these force fields here that we can't get through. There is a message that's on the floor somewhere that'll give you a hint to light the towers, and there are 3 towers up above that we can go through. Be wary of left. I think it's probably referring to the direction I just came from, so it's probably not that helpful. There are enemies on the rooftops as well that we'll need to take into account. Also, it's good to kind of get used to using your flasks early when you're doing open world exploration, just simply because it allows you to get those beneficial charges as you go along. Alright, I know you're around here somewhere. Okay, I was wrong. You win this round. Alright, well, we can go kill you. And then in here's another guy. There's a painting here. I don't remember if I ever found that one. I don't really search for the paintings that often. Alright, so we went. Oh, you're fighting? Wait, what are you fighting? No, seriously, what are you fighting? Okay, whatever. Can I get up here? Yes, I can. Oh, hello. Alright, so yeah, these guys are up on the roofs. I think they usually do like a diving charge thing. If you damage them, they'll kind of break and go into a frenzy like most of the clockwork things here. There we go. And now we're on the roof. There's a few ways you can get on the roof. There's an easier way to get on the roof than the one I just did. But yeah. We got some options. So down here we can grab this. Get some more keys. And I do know I missed a bunch of things. I know I missed the crystal staff in the cave a while back. Because I missed a illusionary wall. There was also a fog gate that could be unlocked back in Stormvale that I thought was part of a different, the same location, but that was not true. It actually leads to a different location and has different items. Those items, of course, are, I believe, give you access to the black flame incantations, as well as a god seal and a god seal seal, or whatever it's called, which is for a faith build. It's really good, but I'm not going faith, so I'm not going to go back and get it. All right, so we took out one of the fires, which I believe opened one of the barriers. I don't know which one. I usually just do all of them, and then I just run around and try to find what I can. Usually I clear out the bottom before I actually go up here, but it just kind of worked out this way. Ah, you can see some clockwork guys over there. They're on the roofs. Yeah, there's stuff there. So yeah, I believe there's an item somewhere down here. Yeah, it's over here. Okay. Trying to remember if there's anything around here. It's been a little while since I've been over here. I do know there's a sorcery around this, not this area. Well, actually, there is a sorcery around this area, but there's actually a few. Most of them are not any that I would probably use, except for one. But the battle is actually really difficult. And I went there when I was most likely underleveled for it, and it was pretty frustrating. Involves fighting 3 enemies at once that all cause rot. And then there's, of course, the infamous cave with the rune bear that can one-shot you. Okay, oh, sheesh. It's about to go berserk there. It got nudged just outside my attack range. I gotta get used to having just a regular straight sword again. I've been using a scythe on my other build. What was it? Yeah, I pretty much just rushed for the winged scythe and then rushed to kill a giant dragon with bleed damage. And that is a... I see a beetle over there. So let's go tag that real quick. I did switch back to Pebble, simply because I have a bulkier spell now with the gravity magic. So I figured I'd have Pebble for just a cheap alternative. You're positioned in a way that's annoying. Alright. Are you serious? Alright. Alright, we're back to actually like reading these again. So I believe it was what, double shot? I think it goes double slash. Well, I can find out real quick. Be right back. Yep, double slash. So, double slash. Skill of Superior Swordsman. Perform a crossing slash attack from a low stance. Repeated inputs allow for up to 2 follow-up attacks. We also picked up some armor. I believe it was the aristocrat garb. High quality garb adorned with fine golden embroidery. Travel attire worn by nobles in the capital, terribly faded and tattered. Abandoning their birthplace after the shattering, these undead wanderers are the pitiful product of an unending life. Awesome. So we're over here now. I took care of 2 fires. There's one more over there. And then, of course, we have everything on the ground floor. So, if you look down at the bottom there where there's that little arch opening there, I believe there was a force field there that got removed because we took out the flame. Or we lit a flame. Anyway, we're just going to jump over here. You can see there's an item down below there that we can get to. There's also a bunch of enemies down on the right side here. So I believe here is, yeah, Staff of Loss. So the Staff of Loss... supposedly at a certain rating can actually out damage the meteor staff that I have right now, but only if it's using happens to be using what do you call it? Invisibility magic. Alright, give me a moment. I need to deal with something. I'm amazed you can reach that far. Oh, there's the... yeah, there you are. She was throwing at that. Alright. Go ahead and can grab this while we're at it. Spelldrake Talisman +1. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So, Staff of Loss. Boost Invisibility Sorcery. Now, this is a little confusing, because what exactly is Invisibility Sorcery? As far as I can understand, it's spells that kind of... there are certain spells that kind of are like night-based spells, or shoot invisible bolts or something along those lines. That's what Staff of Loss will boost. Staff missing its glintstone, wielded by sorcerers who believe that discovery comes through acts of asceticism. This staff is only capable of casting invisibility sorceries, but that is reason enough for some to wield it. Also, the limitation is you can only use invisibility sorceries. I don't know if I have any. I think Ambush Shard is one. Yeah, I think the night sorceries are the ones that fall under that type. Anyway, so we got that going. We got the Staff of Loss. Here's the other chest. Night Comment. So that's one of the invisibility sorceries. So Night Combat, or Night Comet. One of the night sorceries of Sellia's Town of Sorcery fires a semi-invisible magic comet. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly and while in motion. Charging enhances potency. The Sellian sorcerers were assassins, and it's said that they often hunted their foes. Supposedly this spell is okay. Supposedly the biggest drawback is its short range. But if you want to be someone that uses just nothing but night-based spells, you have that option, and that staff is here. There is another staff you can get here, I believe. Yeah, so you got the mages that have the long-range homing spells, and then you got the guys with the bucklers and swords that can do sword magics. Their sword magics actually hit pretty hard, and if they hit your mount with it, you're probably going to get dismounted. Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah, hey, partner, are you gonna help me? No? Okay, cool. But since they're using a buckler, it's pretty easy to stagger them. Supposedly the horse actually recovers HP gradually. And supposedly the horse does not recover. Usually when you teleport, you'll get a full recover because it counts as sitting at a bonfire. Or a grace, rather. But supposedly that doesn't count for Torrent here. Toxic mushrooms. Mushroom. Okay, we've gotten these before. Alright. If I forget to read something, I apologize ahead of time. Assuming there's a barrier still up here. Nope. Cool. Imbued Sword Key. So I believe we used one of these before. I already know what all three portals lead to. Obviously, we've done one of them on in a previous video. So I know which one I'm going to go for next because it's by far the most interesting one. The other option is honestly not great. But eventually you'll get enough Imbued Sword Keys that you get to do all of them anyway, so you might as well do all of them. But I definitely recommend the one that I'm going to show next to be the one that you do if you do get a Sword Key for the first time, because it's just flat out better. Also, I haven't been reading messages, mainly because I kind of already know it's around here. Alright, there's definitely baddies on the bridge here, or not the bridge, but the stairs up there. Alright, I'm just making sure. Yeah, we got everything here. Yep. So there's the last barrier. That I believe this leads to the boss. If you go here, you can see Seek Tower, which of course that was a player-made one. There's another one that's around here. So we'll go this way. Oh, surprise, I thought there was going to be something up here. Have we not been up here? Oh yeah, we haven't. So there's a lot of things up here. I'm just gonna briefly tag this. I lost the summon. That's okay. I'm not gonna sit at it because I don't want everything to respawn. We still need to go up top for one more area. So you can easily get to the route from those stairs there to there, and then you can just kind of jump from there to wherever you need to go. We can also just go here. And that'll put us here. There we go. And this will open the last one. The seal was broken in town somewhere. If we happen to get the gold needle that we still need for a certain quest, I will continue that quest line. But otherwise, after we go to this place, I intend to continue on to Raya Lucaria, because we have the key for it. Alright, so with this, we should be able to get access to the boss. There we go. Yep, here's the boss. Okay. Alright, so we'll see how this goes. We'll summon both of you guys. So honestly, if you can just gang out upon them and hit them with a bunch of physical attacks, they kind of get shredded pretty quick. They also are just not very good at dodging. The way the AI works is they kind of react to your spell initial cast, but spells that delay and set up, kind of like this spell does, what ends up happening is they dodge and then they just get, and then the spell actually fires and then they get hit. Alright. We got the Grace here. And, we got a weapon here, so let's go ahead and look at that. I think it's a curved sword. Nope. Yeah, curved sword. So, Nox Flowing Sword has the flowing form as its special ability. Other than that, it's just a dex-based weapon. A grand weapon wielded by swordsmen of the Eternal City, this Shotel has a blade as fine as a needle. Forged from the liquid metal of a silver tier, it is thoroughly tempered until hardened. Flowing form temporarily transform armament into a liquid form, into its liquid form, swing the armament like a whip to perform a sweeping slice over a wide area. Honestly, it sounds pretty cool, but we don't really need it. So yeah, I didn't really show much of that boss. So the boss, I believe once they get to half hit points, I think their bodies will actually, they can kind of extend their torsos and kind of whip their bodies around. Beyond that, they're not too difficult. I may be getting mixed up with different types of that particular boss, because obviously this game does have repeat bosses of various tiers. They do get pretty aggressive if you try to heal. They're almost programmed to immediately try to throw a black flame at you if you try to cast a heal while they're approaching you, or not cast a heal, but drink your flask and things like that. Anyway, so this staff we got is actually technically, I think, the strongest staff in the game, but it has a drawback. So Lusat's Glintstone Staff. Staff of the primeval Glintstone Sorcerer Lusat. Only those who have glimpsed what lies beyond the wisdom of stone may wield it. Enhances power of all sorceries, but consumes additional FP. I think it's a 50% cost increase in exchange for like a 10% damage increase. Something like that. So technically you can definitely outdamage most staffs. Or all staffs, I think. But the cost is kind of pretty hefty. Especially if you end up using higher tier sorceries. That, cost 70 FP, and then next thing you know, you're completely out of FP after a single cast. Also, I can't actually wield it because my intelligence is super low. So we got that going for us. Alright. So with that, we are done here. I may try using Lusat's staff, but for right now, what we have is better until we upgrade it further. I guess as far as upgrades are concerned, wow, I didn't even get enough for a level up there. Yeah, as far as upgrades are concerned, the blocker is the Somber Stone 7. I already know where you can get 8 and 9 pretty easily, but 7 requires a lot of effort, to say the least. So for now, we'll be sticking with the Meteorite staff. There is another staff that also is pretty decent that doesn't have a drawback, but again, it doesn't become better than the Meteorite staff until it gets to like +8. So we'll be stuck with the Meteorite staff for a while, which I'm okay with because we've only recently got this fancy little gravity spell, so we got that going for us. Alright. So with that, let's go ahead and drop by. I want to pay a visit to lake-facing cliffs here. I just want to pay a certain NPC a visit. You don't really need to do this. I guess another thing that makes that is a bit of a detriment for the open world style of this game is FromSoft tends to be pretty vague about their quests. I mean, they're kind enough to at least after you've met a character, you can at least find them again if they're still there in the last location you looked. But if you miss them, then you miss them, and if you happen to go too far in the main story, you can actually break quest lines where you can't actually progress them. Because the character just flat out just dies or just disappears completely, which can be a bit bothersome. I mean, it's not a huge deal since you'll usually get the items you're supposed to get anyway, but it could be a bit, if you're someone that wants to keep track of certain characters and find out what they're doing, it could be a bit of a downer to be like, okay, well, I started this quest line, but I don't know where the NPC actually went to next, so I have no idea where to look.
Back to learn another? Wonderful. You're most welcome to any of my anemic little spells.
Give the Academy Glintstone Key.
So you found yourself a Glintstone Key, but I certainly can't take it from you. That key belongs to you. By rights, you should use it for yourself. It's true. I wish to return to my place of study, but that's no excuse to impose upon others. Oh, is this why Bluntstones always finish last?
So yeah, Thops is a good guy. On my personal playthrough, I made sure I got the grace in the school before I came to Thops here and offered them the key, because I mean, once you have the grace, you don't need the key anymore. But Thops will not take it. He says that key is yours, and therefore, until you happen to stumble upon another key, he will not take one. So, with all that, there's Blackguard there. Supposedly, the only way you can do the questline for this guy is if you find a different NPC, which I never found normally. And at this point, I think it's impossible for me to actually find said NPC at this point. But that's okay. Oh yeah, so like I mentioned before, I missed the crystal staff that's in this cave. There was that area where there was a mage that was shooting down at us, and I couldn't figure out how to get up there. There's a illusory wall that can lead you up there. And it's a decent staff if you want to do crystal sorceries, I suppose. Anyway, we're going to go... It doesn't really matter which gate we go through, so we'll just go down here. Because both both gates lead to the same location. Alright. Did we ever actually explore this area? I don't think we did, but there's not really anything... I don't think there's anything of note. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether or not I've gotten the golden seed yet. I believe there's a gold seed somewhere around here. or I could be getting just completely mixed up. I believe it's me being completely mixed up. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. Let's get out of here. Also, I don't recall ever going down to that gravy area. But that's okay, we don't really need it. Alright. So with the key, we can now go through the portal. Alright, give me one moment, I apologize. Alright, let's do this. So, they apparently call these legacy dungeons. So Stormvale Castle would be an example of a legacy dungeon. They're pretty much the equivalent of a big area from Dark Souls or any other From Software area. There's nothing under the elevator, so we should be good to go. I'm gonna adjust my mic, so I apologize if this makes noise. There we go. Alright, welcome to Hogwarts. It's honestly a really cool looking place. And it's at nighttime too. Oh, I think I was back when I was searching for a specific enemy that spawns at nighttime up here. There is one. It's actually a pain to actually make it spawn. It's also a bit tough, but if you're someone that really desperately needs materials, you can get essentially a ball bearing that'll allow you to buy things like bones and stuff. Besides that, though, it's they're not really worth fighting in most cases. I think the last one has a decent weapon, I think, but that's about it. No item ahead, thank you. Yep. Need to turn up my volume a little bit so I can actually hear. Okay. So, up ahead is our good buddies here. Okay, one down. Yeah, this introduction here can be very rough. If you happen to be someone that just is stubbornly only melee or something like that, running up these stairs at these guys that are just spamming Pebble can be really rough. I know a lot of people want to treat this just like Dark Souls for good reason. There's a lot of repeated animations, and even some monsters are literal repeats from Dark Souls. But this game kind of plays a little bit differently, as in I think it fully expects you to actually use all the tools at your disposal. So even if you're stubbornly being that guy that's like, I only want to do melee and nothing else, try considering using some items. If you don't want to use a crossbow or spells, you can still use knives and bombs, which are honestly pretty cool. Alright, here they come. Oh wow, I got one-shot him. I did not expect to one-shot these guys. There we go. Not the best start. That's okay. Now, unfortunately, Legacy Dungeons usually don't give you flash charges back as easily. So it could be a little bit of a pain. Alright, there's still, unfortunately, more enemies up ahead, so you can see them hanging up there. Oh wow, one shot. Nice. Jumping slash is enough. To be fair, my jumping slashes actually do quite a bit, because the Claw Talisman and Black Feathers do stack. So I'm doing like extra, like, I don't know, 20% damage or something like that. Alright, let's plink ya. The cage is in the way. Failed. Alright, we'll go after the other one then, because the other one was clear. One down. I believe the other one aggroed as well. It did not. Fine. Drop down. Anyone else? Okay, we're good to go. Alright, I'm here. Back here. Somber Stone 3s. We have a +6 weapon, so we're definitely above the curve right now. You're expected to be floating around +3 or 4 as far as Sombers are concerned. And then multiply that by 3. Or not even by 3, but multiply. They expect you to have probably around +6 to 9 for your basic weapons. So Grace is to the left here, as well as the summon location. I'll go ahead and rest up here. No. Yep. Okay, so we're good to go. We're just gonna push on through here. Nothing there. Alright, so we're back into open area here. We're gonna go ahead and turn on our lantern just for a little bit of additional light. It's been a while since I've been to Raya Lucaria, so that's why I'm kind of doing the usual comb over. So, most videos I see, or streams I've seen, they usually just try to run through all this. I tend to like to fight everything, I find. For better and for worse. These zombies are rough. They can take a lot of hits. And if they grab you, they will bite into you, doing a lot of damage. And they drain an FP. Like so. Alright, let's try that a different way. If I'm gonna get caught, I might as well just blast them with magic from a distance. But yeah, they'll drain your FP, do quite a bit of damage. There's a lot of them, and they can take a lot of hits. So even if you fight them from a distance, you could still be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, it can actually take a... So that's where the other one came from. That's good to know. I actually didn't hit the other one. I bumped him with the jump itself. Hello, good sir. Yeah, 2 jump attacks seem to be enough to kill them, if I want to go that way. If you want to try to be clever, I believe you can jump up here and try to go around the back. I don't think it does much of anything though. Either way, you're gonna end up aggroing what's in here. Like that guy. Oh, hello. I'll kill you first. Grace Mimic. Nothing down there. Even if you come here at daytime, it's pretty dark in this area. All right. Right. Yep, there you are. Oh boy. Well, I tried. I'm not gonna redo everything there. Luckily you can hit multiples with this. Oh, well, aren't you a annoying pest? Come in. It's a little too close there. Alright. Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's a bit rough here. Anyway, spellproof dried liver, cured animal liver dried out after pickling in a blue medicinal solution, used for reducing magic damage taken, essentially. Yep. Oh, yep, we can go down here. Come at me. Okay. So yeah, you can take... There's a few routes you can take. You take the bridge across, or you can go down this way that has a jump. That could be a little dangerous. It's a bit safer to take this route, just simply because there's so many enemies up top. But since I like to full clear everything, it's usually... I suffer either way. Because who knows, I might have missed an item here or there. So it looks like we're good to go on this side. Yeah, so going across this could be a bit rough. I think there's a dog over there. There's also crossbow. There's a clockwork guys with crossbows that will shoot you. So yeah, we'll take this route down here and hopefully not kill myself. I do have my Great Rune active. Speaking of Great Runes, the one I'm using right now is supposedly pretty much the best one. Gives you +5 to all your stats when you have it active. And it's pretty easy to get rune arcs. You can just go do co-op and help someone kill a boss, which is probably what I'll do for this guy, for this character, once we get to, once we finish this area. Because this boss is actually, as long as you know what to do, it's not that difficult compared to others. Double kill. Marionette Soldier Ashes. Alright, use to summon the spirits of 2 marionette soldiers. Spirits of marionette soldiers created to serve a sorcerer. These marionettes are archers equipped with a pair of bows on the verge of falling apart. They are ill-disciplined and attack without warning. Okay. Alright. Ah, there you are. I was looking for you. Okay, dog dealt with. There is going to be other dogs, though. Yeah, most of the videos and streams I saw of people running through this area, it's usually the dogs that just wreck them. Because they'll eventually reach a point where they don't know where to go next, and they have to stop, and that's when the dog gets you. Anyway, just checking all nooks and crannies here. We got Steve here. No one likes Steve. This one was a bigger zombie. So yeah, you can go up this way. There's even a beetle there. Oh, hello. I don't remember if we ever fought exploding zombies, but they're essentially these zombies, but fire-based instead of arcane. or sorcery base or magic base. Alright, we can go down here, can't we? Wait, how do you get back up? Oh, that way. Alright. Well, let's drop down here and deal with this. Let's deal with the guy here first. Okay. That's going to aggro the other one, unfortunately. Carrion Knight, pretty much the entire Carrion Knight set. Oh, and then if you remember for Dark Souls 1, well, you got these elevators. And there are a bunch of little secrets you can go for, find there. Alright, so Carrion Knight Helm. Helm of the Enchanted Knights that once served the Carrion royal family. The Enchanted Knights anointed by the Lunar Queen were all heroes of the highest honors, but fell into disarray with the decline of the royal family. Okay. Royal remains. Oh, so these armor pieces that restore HP only restore HP up to like 25% or something like that. So if you're above 25%, it literally does nothing. Anyway, I'm just seeing what other things we have available to us. Alright, looks like we're okay. First off, item. Thank you. I should... Gold rune 4. Okay. Alright, we can summon a spirit here if we want to. I think we're okay, though, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I know you're coming at me. Gotcha. Whoa. Oh, I did not know about the other one. Alright. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Look like... Oh my god, there's more of you. Ran out of stamina for a second there. Okay. So yeah, like I said, a lot of dogs. We killed, what, 5 now? Alright. Let's go deal with you next. I don't suppose I can hit you from here, can I? Ah, shit. I knew that was gonna happen. Run, 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 run. Nope. Spectral Lance. Cool. So I think Spectral Lance is kind of probably similar to the ability that our headless character, or headless spirit can use. Usable on pole arms, grants affinity. It can grant occult as well. This Ash of War grants an armament the occult affinity and the following skills. Spectral Lance skill, the headless. Yeah, so exactly. Headless Mausoleum Knights hurl a phantasmic spear at foes. So got that going for us. All right. Be wary of dog. Yeah, hey. So the trick here, I guess what I've been doing is I start the jump early, I delay the swing until a little while after, so it seems to track the dog pretty well that way. Speaking of, there's another one up there. Yeah, it's another one up there. Okay. Alright, well, up here we can get a Trina's Lily, which I still have yet to use. Yeah, the spell kind of... it arcs weird. There we go. Oh, hello. Hello, good sir. drop mushrooms, apparently. Oh. Okay, well, we apparently aggroed all the zombies, so we're just gonna go. They do follow, so they can be a bit annoying. And dropping aggro off of them is actually a problem usually. Yeah, they're still following me right now. I know because I can't actually open my map right now. Not that a map would help me here. Yeah, they're still following me. And despite being slow, it's the zombie logic where they eventually catch up to you. Okay, let's go deal with this guy. See that crackling void up there? Nope, not dealing with that bullshit. Alright. Gravity Well. So now we get its spell. It's another gravity spell, so it actually can be... It does get the benefit of the meteorite staff. It's also a straight bolt. I don't think it's super good, mainly because it pulls things towards you, and you generally don't want to be close to things as a caster. But yeah, one of the glintstone sorceries that manipulates gravitational forces, fires a projectile of condensed gravitational force. Those struck by it will be pulled toward the caster. Charging enhances potency. A gravitational technique studied by the young Radon. His master was an alabaster lord with skin of stone. Somber stone. Okay, I think we're good here. Alright. So, we have a few options. And by a few options, we have one, which is to do this. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and jump off here. You can actually go on top of the wheel and still be relatively safe. For right now, we're just going to kill this guy. And then that side goes down. And yes, going down is an option. Alright, over here. Some dudes here. What's up? Get some crystal darts, which scale off int. Sadness ahead, so something happens here apparently. That or people just really hate desk. So yeah, if you go up here, I swore there was an item here. Ah, here it is. Gold Room 4. And then you can get on top of the wheel safely here, instead of having to be nudged by the platform you were on. But what we're going to do first is go this way. And tag this. I believe we just made some progress. So I will go ahead and add that gravity spell, just to try out in the future, because sometimes the rocks, while they do tons of physical damage, maybe I want to do magic sometimes. The other thing is, of course, I believe it casts faster than the rocks as well. So, memorize spell. Gravity Well. There we go. Alright, so with that, let's do one more thing, and then I'll probably call this a video. And then we'll continue on next time. Alright, so what we're going to do here is get on you. There we go, and now we're on this. Okay. Whew. So the first time I attempted this, I failed the jump. And then you have to take this entire ride down again. You can see there's a platform here. Okay, No! Got it. Alright. Then we can go over here. Grab that lily and kind of safely drop down here with not too much issue. I don't believe there's anything further down. I think if you let yourself just fall, you might... I don't think you'll survive it. Fairly certain you wouldn't. So yeah, we're going to go over here real quick. Drop down here. Nothing of note there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm the Depressed Viewer, and this was Elden Ring. I'll see you guys in a bit.